Mike here. Welcome to Mike's Stuff. Today we're looking at another watch, my Oris Big Crown Pointer Date Pilot's Watch. I bought the watch new back in 2018, late 2018 to be exact. The watch goes back all the way to a 1938 design from Oris, where the date is given by a pointing hand that points to the outside track of the dial, where you can see following the second hand, we're coming up on 18, 19, 20, and today's the 23rd. And you can see the pointer with the red highlight is pointing to the 23rd. And the watch is called large crown because it has a somewhat oversized crown, which I do like watches that have a large crown. Again, this being a pilot watch, the whole thinking is that you have a large crown because back in the day, pilots wore gloves and they needed a large crown to do easier manipulations literally on the fly with the watch. So Oris has been around since 1904, an independent Swiss watchmaker, still independent to this day. They had quite a lot of success in the mid-20th century or so, where they were by volume one of the larger Swiss watchmakers. And in the last 10, 15 years or so, they've had quite a renaissance and quite a rebirth, bringing out an impressive line of these pilot watches and also dive watches that are mid-tiered, priced very reasonably. I think I bought this watch for, I want to say $1,600 new 7 years ago. Not from an authorized dealer, but through one of the gray market internet dealers, which is probably how most Oris watches get sold. The watch is 40 millimeters. It has a sapphire domed crystal, you can see. And it's probably about 12 millimeters thick. The problem with this domed crystal is it's highly reflective. I don't know how much anti-reflective coating they have on here, but probably not much. And I'm trying to position the watch so that you're not watching me in the reflection, which you may see my distracting face, and not a good thing to see in the face of this watch. So we'll have to deal with that. But I need all this light in the room, so the aperture of the camera gives us the detail of the watch that we need. So the watch is in 316L stainless steel, and it really has a nice shine to it. The watch is high polish throughout the watch, except for the very top. We got a signed crown there, Oris. Except for the very top of the lugs, which are brushed. The case is high polish. I really enjoy the reeded edge of the watch here, trimming the dial of the watch. Now, this watch was a special edition watch that was distributed, that was announced in November of 2018, which was around the time I bought the watch. A special edition, what they call the Movember edition. You can see there above the Oris logo, it says Movember edition, and there's a mustache at the bottom of the logo. So the idea is Movember is a take on November, obviously, is Men's Health Awareness Month. And so this watch was a tribute to that. And so the watch is really a one-of-a-kind. It was the only watch at the time in the Oris catalog that had this color scheme of the black dial with the gold-gilded hands and the red marker on the pointer date. So it's quite a unique movement. You don't I don't think I've ever seen this striking color scheme from Oris since then. And so when I originally was going to buy the watch, they had one in a bronze case, where it tarnishes and changes color with time, with a green dial. But when I saw this, and I really liked it and decided to go with this. The watch comes with a Sellita SW500 movement, which is an ETA 2824 clone is what that is. And the movement's just modified slightly to have the pointer date. The movements perform quite well. It probably runs right now within COSC standard. It's probably just a few seconds fast a day, if that, with a full wind. It's rated for a 38-hour power reserve. Historically, through the last 7 years, the watch has done well, keeping a reserve with normal wear. And lately, the power reserve seems to be weakening a little bit, that the wear doesn't fully wind the watch. I had the watch serviced, I think, 3 years ago, so might be getting towards time for another service, but it keeps excellent time on a full wind, so I'm happy with it for now. I would say this Sellita movement, the Sellita clone of the ETA 2824 has performed better than my other watch, which is a Longines that has an ETA 2824, and that watch has never been good at keeping a reserve, whereas this one has been. So I'm pleased with that. The watch at 40 millimeters and 12 millimeters tall is a chunk of a watch. I don't have a small wrist, but my wrist at 7 1/4 is above average, but it really fills the wrist. It's got pretty long lugs. I think this might be somewhere around 48 or even 50 lug to lug. So it's probably 50 lug to lug. So it's a big chunk. And so this is the upper limit of what I like on size. I would not want to go bigger than this 40 millimeter and this lug to lug. The watch was available in 36 millimeter at the time I bought it, but believe it or not, Oris had those pegged as women's watches, and the color schemes kind of reflected that, unfortunately. And I wanted this color scheme and was willing to go up to the 40. Today in the Oris catalog, you can get this watch still in the 40, or you can get it in 38, which is probably my ideal size. If I could wave a magic wand and this watch was 38 millimeters, that would be ideal, but, we live in the real world, right? So the watch, one thing unique about the watch is, I really like this case back, and when you set the watch down, it's not on the case back, okay? It's sitting on the tips of the lugs. So the case back stays in very excellent condition. And even though I wear this watch, I would say 50% of the time, the last 7 years, the case, I've been fortunate. I've got a kind of a boo-boo here on this lug. Camera doesn't even pick it up very well. And a few very mild ones, but, being stainless steel holds up pretty well. Even with the high polish, it's held up pretty well. And I don't ever want to get watches polished whenever I take them to the watchmaker for service. I always instruct them not to polish the watch, and that would be how I'd want to run with this as well, unless there was some damage or something that absolutely required being addressed. My only real gripe with the watch is that while it does have a screw-down crown, the water resistance rating is only for 50 meters. The watch actually came with this threaded leather strap way back when, which is quite worn and shot. So that's what it came with. It also came with a NATO strap, and I've never used this NATO strap because just they're not my thing. I think the color on here is excellent, though. I think this is a really nice look for this watch for somebody who would like a NATO. But again, not my thing. I haven't worn the NATO strap at all. So this is just a quick or not so quick look at my Oris watch. Again, appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you next time with something else from my pile of stuff. Take care now.